Hello. Okay, so in this video, we're gonna go through a whole bunch of fun problems. So let's go ahead and try some of these. Okay, so the graph below here shows the height of a candle. It's represented in inches, modeled as a function of time as the candle burns. Okay, so we want to determine whether each statement on the side here is true or false according to the graph. Okay, so it says the maximum height of the candle was 10 inches. Okay, well, let's look at the highest y value we have. Okay, so here's the highest y value I see. Looks like it's at 10 inches, so this is true. That's the maximum height. Okay, the candle will burn out completely in 10 hours. Okay, well, let's look over here. So this is where 10 hours is. When does the candle burn out? So actually, the candle burns out right here. Okay, so actually, the candle burns out completely in 5 hours. Whoa, yeah, not 10 hours, but 5 hours. So this is false. Okay. At 0 hours, the candle was at its maximum height. Okay, so as we can see here, this is when the candle starts to get, that's when it gets lit. Okay, so at 0 hours, the candle was at its maximum height. I don't think it would lose any height if it wasn't on fire. So this is true. Okay, now let's look at another example. All right, so let's look at another example. Okay, so the graph below here shows the height of a person on an escalator. So let's imagine someone is on an escalator and rides all the way up. Okay, so it's the height of a person on an escalator in feet, modeled as a function of time. Okay, determine whether each statement is true or false according to the graph. Okay, so the maximum height of the escalator was 20 feet. Okay, so let's see what we have here. I see the maximum height of the escalator is 50 feet. It's not 20 feet. Okay, so this is false. Okay, at 20 seconds, okay, so let's look at 20 seconds here. A person is at an elevation of 50 feet. Yeah, I think that looks good. That looks like it's right here. 20 comma 50. So at 20 seconds, person is at an elevation of 50 feet. I like that. That is true. Okay. At 0 seconds, so when we're right here, the escalator was at its maximum height. Okay. I don't think so. The maximum height here is 50 feet. Okay. The escalator is actually at its minimum height right here. So at 0 seconds, this is, yeah, escalator is not at its maximum height. And this is false. Okay, let's go ahead and look at another example. Hello. All right, so let's look at another example. Okay, so let f of x here, so this is f of x, represent the blue graph. Okay, and g of x is going to represent the red graph. Okay, which graph has a greater maximum? All right, so I can see g of x here has a maximum at y equals 6. F of x has a maximum at y equals 10. Well, I know 10 is greater than 6, so which graph has a greater maximum? I think that is f of x. So f of x would have a greater maximum. Which graph has a greater y-intercept? Y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. So what we have right here is going to be where it crosses the y-axis as well as here. So g of x has a y-intercept at 5. So this is y equals 5. And then f of x has a y-intercept at y equals 1. So I know 5 is greater than 1. So that means g of x this time. G of x is going to have a greater y-intercept. All right, let's look at another example. Final example. All right, so let f of x represent the blue graph and g of x represent the red graph. Okay, so which graph has a greater maximum? Okay, so let's see. This one has a maximum at y equals 2. This one looks like it has a maximum somewhere there at y equals 5. So I know 5 is greater than 2. Okay, so which one has a greater maximum? I think that's f of x. So f of x is going to have a greater maximum. Which graph has a greater y-intercept? Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this. I think the y-intercept where it crosses the y-axis for g of x is going to be y equals 2. And this is going to be somewhere above 4. I have no idea what that would be. Maybe that's 4.33 or something. But anyway, it looks like f of x is going to have the greater y-intercept. So that is going to be f of x again. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Bye.